Right there on where it says rebuy at the bottom of that push, and then you go up to the top right there, and it says rebuy. How do you play that? Because then it goes down. Is that set up for like a longer term buy? Because that
Well,
dips pretty good.
keep in mind, right? You can't always chase long terms because not every signal is going to be this one, right? Where it just goes right. And keep in mind, there's certain things in the algo that will trigger, but when you're on the 5 minute, right? This is a 5 minute. If you look at where you would have entered, that's 152, and we got all the way to 180, right? So still like $27.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't realize that was a 5 minute. I didn't see that right
Yeah.
off.
So when
Yeah.
you take it, remember you always got a trail, especially in these situations where it's kind of near here, right? Now this to me in hindsight it's easy, right? But when you see this, I'm like, dang, push, parallel, buy, let's go, right? So I might think that this is gonna push too. But if you take like that kind of bull flag logic, right? If we went down to the lower time frame, when they break out, they gotta create a higher high, remember? If it doesn't create a higher high, we flip into a doji with a close below. It's going to just dump, and that's what gave us that kind of propulsion there. But yeah, this
So
this, this
just be aware of what time frame you're on, because that still would be what did you say those numbers, $20-$30 move on a scalp, as opposed to the 5 minute where it'd be a much bigger move.
well, that is the 5 minute. But yeah, 1 minute's gonna remember always the higher time frame signal you get, the bigger the move's gonna be. So, but let's look here. Okay. So look at the 1 minute, guys. We are very buy, but we're below Lisma, which suggests we should get a pull. We did get a micro sell, validating that potential pull. So let's look at something. So we got news in 5 though, so be really careful, guys. So I would be careful in your longs too. I mean, the news can change everything, right? But we got our first micro sell. 1 minute is below Lisma. We are flipping red. We're pulling down. Once we get into this channel, that I want to study this a little more because the way he did this algo on this is sick too. And Paul, oh, you updated it. Nice. Let me look at it. He said he pushed an update on the P1. I don't see the update, so I wonder if it
I updated mine this morning.
okay. Let's take it off here, guys. Load it again. Yeah, it's so funny. As long as some of y'all been with me, I had a couple of people message me and they're like, dude, why didn't you tell me when you set up all these freaking windows and charts so you could just copy and paste an indicator after fixing one? I'm like, I forget what I tell you all and what I don't tell you all. It's just the timing of whether I remember to tell you at the time. So I like I still turn these off. If you guys want them, they're still good. Make sure you have enable there and enable there. And I think is this the right one then, Paul? 1.2.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So now, right, all I gotta do is take this one off, take that one off, and then I can just copy that one. Click on the screen, paste, click on the screen, paste. And then it should save my settings. See? Makes it so much easier when you're dealing with your charts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
handy little trick there.
Yeah. I forgot all about it. And then I was talking to someone about it, and then I was like, oh, yeah, you can just do this.
I just missed that. What'd you do?
Oh, you didn't see it?
No, I didn't.
Look, I don't know what you're doing that's serious or not, man. Stop playing.
Look, I was loading the signals on my 5 minute chart.
What's your indicator setting again? Like, shut up, Cody. He's like, no, I'm serious. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this time I actually didn't see.
So as you're setting up multiple charts,
Right.
you don't and man, and I've been on many one-on-ones, guys, with I think all of you, where I've had you go through each one, and it just didn't even dawn on me until we were talking about it one day. But when you go in, all I got to do is take away, if I have it on multiple charts, you just take away one and then update it, and then update the settings to whatever you want it to be, and then all you do is you just come over here and you hit copy. And then see how I copy that one. Now I take this one off, and then I click the screen and I do Control V and it pastes it, and it's the exact same settings.
Get out of here.
Oh,
Golly.
I got a the old shut the front door. Okay, man, my bad.
Yeah, that's like, man, that would save so much time.
Oh yeah, I have to do it when I when we were doing like a bots and signals and stuff for different algos and stuff. Guys, we're head and shoulders too, by the way, on this. So it's pretty OA though. So this right here should come to here, right? Because it's a prior low. We got Lisbon. There's so much down here. This should sweep to here. Anything short, if we get some like crazy burst all of a sudden and we reclaim this, it's going to be nasty. It's just going to jump. So, because this is a head and shoulders, right? And we're below that neckline. Everything is below. Like there's no reason for this to just jump.
25 seconds till news.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're playing news, just set your TPs. You know, don't get greedy on them. So if the news is bullish, I would almost expect like a sweep and push. But if it's bearish, right, they would sweep and push or pull. And then if it's really bullish, right, it's just gonna go, or bearish really gonna go. But let's look at the macro, guys, while we're in here. Doji's close below. Again, macro's trying to support some bearishness, right? So the news just dropped. Nothing crazy so far, but as we've all seen many times, the news has been a little delayed. 97 to pass. Yeah, Shane, or Shane. Man, I know you're Ryan, and I hate every time I look down, I'm like, yeah, Shane. Damn, it's not Shane. Like, I think I called you Shane for like 2 years. No, but yeah, just be careful if you only need a little bit, right? Don't risk it through the news. What you probably could do is maybe set, you know, limit order here or a continuation order, right, from here to here. So if we breach this low, because if it does that sweep, it's going to sweep it to there, right? So you can kind of grab it and just do like 1 micros, right? But there's 3 series of news. When you guys get really close like that, either let's find some OA, right, which we have it, right? It should be here, but we're very bullish. So you got to be careful. But there is a gap fill down here for us to push and then retest this prior high is very possible, right? If not even almost probable. And so, yeah, but, you know, we've been bullish. So for you guys know when Lisma begins to curl, for us to do a little, you know, hoorah smack of it and then drop is well within range.
Looking more bull flag now, though, right?
One second. Sorry, I have to, it's funny. I know some people in the mentor group are busy at times, and so it's like, man, where'd you go? But there's a couple ones that get kind of busy, right? And then so they don't keep up with the group chat, because I know it goes off a lot throughout the day at times, and so I get those kind of like yesterday with ML, right? Like, man, I haven't seen any links in the group chat. Are we not trading anymore? I'm like, no, like, come on, get on the website. Like, we're already in here. And so I just had another one text me. I'm like, no, we're on the website. All right. But yeah, so we're hanging out, guys. The news didn't really do much. We have another one at 8:30. Here's what I'm interested to see. Lisma's curling. If this just dances a little bit and Lisma curls a little bit more, right? A retest of Lisma would also be a shoulder, which then also would reject us, which then would drop us. Or it would put it at a good angle, breach it, and close above and pump us. So it's kind of setting up a pretty good play. But let's keep looking at the micro. Again, to me, this is just it's OA, right? But if you look at why we're not dropping from here, you know, remember the logic, right? Where these lows are is right where these highs are. So we got to get below, you know, these highs, that 163-ish. We need that to pull before you get the OA. So for the one you're looking at on that one, Ryan, is, you know, you can almost set like a continuation short at like, you know, maybe 158, 159 with a TP of like 149, right? Like just get a little quick $10 move. And even you figure 2 M&Q would be what, $40. So you'd almost be there. But that's going to be the safer play. As long as we stay above these highs, which it is holding, it's going to try to push back, right? Now we know we breached back up here, so a close above that is going to push us to Lisbon. So, you know, you could also play it that way as well if you wanted to. But for me, you know, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do it again today because I think it worked so freaking well yesterday. I really am going to watch these signals, man. And right now, I mean, we're buy. It looks like the update you pushed, it didn't throw that short on there. Interesting, because it had the short right there before, which is fine, right? I'm curious to see how it goes, but I want to see when the micro throws this short. But to me, you know, this is looking pretty weak. So a close below there should sweep pretty good. Now, if you think about it too, guys, be careful being long, not only from the pattern and all that. I know we're very bullish, and you guys know I'm more long bias because macro wise, structure wise, it's head and shoulders, man. And if we break certain levels, this thing's coming back. And look, we're going to resell. So let's see if this thing closes in 19 seconds, right? From the 1 minute perspective, it's a pretty long way down. You know, if we can break the 5 minute Lisma, man, it's a long way down. So let's see if this closes in 8 seconds. It almost is closing in an area too where we can identify kind of a trend like that. So when you're in, right? Now I'm not a huge fan of this close in a hammer, but this code's been pretty on point on it. Let's look at the micro or the structure. Yeah, we're S2, guys, so that's good. We are breaking into the ranges though. So the next level is 154. Once we break that, we're going to 130. So MG, two things. One, make sure you update it. I'm not sure if you were on in the beginning, but Paul said he pushed an update. You should be on 1.2. Then go into the settings and make sure you have the show doji reentry and enable aggressive signals. But yeah, look, we're playing out. So this is critical because we're coming into the prior lows. I'd imagine we'd sweep like 143, 148 at least. If that DOM jumps, it's going to test the neckline. If it reclaims that, it's going to go up. If not, like I said, it's pretty OA down. If we breach 142, it's coming all the way down here. So mind you, we have the sell, we are flat top. So if you're trailing it right, you can still use that flat top. Let's assess this quickly, guys. So let's grab this top here. I kind of like that better anyways. And we can use that as a trend. Target TP would be maybe 131, 125 if you want to get crazy. The 5 minutes got a target all the way down to 095. It's very possible, guys. So yeah, we're rolling. We have a prior high right here. This is what I was saying. When this structure breaks down, it typically pulls to that prior high. It's funny, it has a gap fill, almost perfect at it anyways. Right, so that's very possible. We do have news in 8 minutes, so make sure you're trailing if you're in that. But really cool, man, to see this code just crushing it. So we got 65 all the way down to 40, guys. That's the $25 move. Anybody take that? Or are you guys trailing it? Yeah, I'm in it on mine too. So I have a trail, but my trail's kind of wide. I'm taking the second bottom here, so it'd almost be break even if it came up because I want to see if I can get the deep slide. So I have a TP at one. For this account, I only need 136, so we'll see if I get it. But if it comes up and break evens me, it's fine. Yeah, on a different one, yeah. That one, when you're that close, man, not only the pause will be really good for you to take a timeout, but you know, we're gonna have more opportunities this afternoon, right? So oh, we had a trap call too. Man, I don't even look in that. This trap thing is just, Paul, this is disgusting, man. Absolutely disgusting. To keep giving the old credit where credit's due on this one. So a lot of these, you know, Paul and I have talked about, you know, hey, let's put out this, let's put out that. What if we do this? Let's rechange this, right? This one was like a, you know, 20 in the pocket surprise, you know, because it was like one day, you know, he's just like, man, all that logic you talk about with all the traps that you know, you're trying to identify. He's like, I've been kind of playing with it, and I think I put it all together in a code, and look at this. And he shows me, and I'm like, holy shit. I didn't even ask him to do that one. I didn't even think about, because think about it, guys, like, you know, that's identifying a trap is difficult anyways, and to put that into code, that's tough. And so, you know, it's funny too, because like, you know, you get some of the haters that are on TikTok, they're like, you're just identifying this level, and I'm like, I promise you it's not that. Promise you. But I mean, this one right here is a true clear trap, right? Because look at this. We had a breach of the high, we broke the high, came through, right? Called the, you know, that this area has become a trap area, which is above the high. So in logic, by the time this called this, it got, you know, it called it probably here, got a push, right? Which would have been a prior high retest push, and it still had the trap called, and it played out. You know, freaking cool. I don't know which one it is, but I've been looking at this table more lately, and look at, we had a couple A setups. Let's see, 618 was a C setup, 6 touches. Oh, that missed my TP barely. Get out of here. We do have a liquidity grab here. Why we're bouncing right now, as you guys can clearly see, is this prior high. We break this 39 or whatever, it's going to jump down or drop down, but any kind of deep push here, right, would reclaim. But we're head and shoulders. So, and we still got a lot of liquidity we can grab down here, but it's got to break. For us to continue down, we got to break 39. If we break 39, we're going down to 10, just based on this right here, right? So, but yeah, so many levels down here in this kind of purple, right, that it can come grab into a trap zone. Oh, they hit my TP. That works. I didn't do that on a funded one, guys. I actually I did that one on an eval as well, and I kind of took a little risk with the signal, and so I did a 2 NQ, so I just hit my 1500 on the half I needed for that one. So that works. Let me pivot over to a different one. Oh, yeah, with the 3 cycle of news, I'm not going to trade my funded ones. I traded a lot of them last night, so I'm gonna try to pass some evals. But we're pulling down. Anybody still trailing it or in it? If you're not, don't jump back in. Right. I mean, we can come really deep. The call was there, but you don't want to jump back into that yet. Again, there's some liquidity down here that we can grab. Always the beauty of this trap one, identify this lower trap area. Now, if we breach that, we got to go to the next one. We breach that, we got to go to the next one. Right? It doesn't mean that it's going to hit and just go. But if we do hit that area, which is like 060, and you do get a confirmation close above, right, to come back up, then it's going to go from trap area to trap area, right? Most likely. So this is actually a really good thing, guys. If you remember from the pre-market, we talked about, you know, based on this trend line break, here, right? Remember we talked about that. I almost want to see it come back all the way to here. Now 076 is big. If pre-market drives us low enough to get back into that area and we breach that, like coming to here is almost damn near guaranteed. But if we hold 076, remember 076 is those landmine areas from prior, right? And so if we hold above here, we can still push up. So don't get too excited re-entering these shorts. But let's look at this. So you can see we have a clear structure break from the head and shoulders. From here now, from this push, we are halfway liquidity. Prior highs would be here would be 107. Not only is that a prior high, but it's the catalyst, right, that pushed us, retest, jumped, right? And so if we breach 110, it's going to 76 for sure. If it does not, or we get a higher push anywhere from that, it's going to jump. Plus, we have news in a minute. So, guys, it looks like Lucid is working again. Mine's white, so let me let her know.
Yeah, that trap indicator, it's really helped keep me safe when I
It's
use it and align it with my other confluences. It's really helped my
Yeah.
P&Ls.
That's awesome, man. That's nasty. The other thing too, and you were talking when you said confluence, right? This is another one I'm playing with. So I love fib levels. I just don't love to draw fib levels. And so we made modifications in here. You notice it's not a 4 hours, 4 hours, or 6 hours, 6 hours, right? This one's a continuous grab. It's recalculating the data, right, continuously. And you can see right here, right, this is our 382 golden zone, 158. So if we come up here and test this, which would also be the neckline, which we just did, it looks like, of the head and shoulders, and we get a rejection, man, look at this pocket. Like, that rejection can be nasty. So be really careful, guys. This is it's a very bullish structure that is breaking down. Now, I would love for this thing to just come down, hit this, kind of POC area, and then we can ride the pocket back up, right? But what I was going to show you is the reason why we call this one confluence is that you're going to see red and green little boxes show up. It's looking for, without going into the old secret sauce, it's basically looking for areas where a lot of things line up, right? And when you see it red, that's usually a resistance. When you see it green, it's support. So it's not going to just notice how it's not really just grabbing like a support line, right? Or resistance line or whatever. Like it's looking for a lot of stuff. And so what that means is when you get into a red one and it breaches it, when it reclaims that and breaks out of that, it's going to add strength to that validation, right? Because now you have confluence. I love that the visible range was added to this one because I know I have it on the other one, but it's great to see when we break out of the confluence and the fib plus every, like you said, a trap. Now I can take the confluence plus the fib plus the trap plus the signals. I mean, it's like it just lines it up, right? It's crazy. So, and then this one, I think I can't remember because we have so many different ones. Yeah, so you can have different settings within here. Yeah, there's my dashboard. All this is in here is going to tell you kind of what's going on. But this one's pretty sick too, man. What I tell you, there's not very much trust in this industry, as I don't have to tell you guys. And all of our indicators that we do are so complicated with this. Like, I mean, they're not complicated to read, but they're complex code, right? It's looking at a lot of stuff. And it's funny when you go, on TikToks and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I could just do that with this, or I could use this." I'm like, I did. I said it on a TikTok, one of the lives I was in. I'm like, I challenge anybody to find a free one and line it up and have it look the same. I'd love to see it because I really don't think you are going to. But you always get those trolls, you know, like, you don't need this. I don't need no stinking indicators. All right, guys, we got the buys, we got the sell, threw into a buy. Obviously, careful of this buy. If you took it, careful. Remember, we don't. I would love nothing more than to see that thing play out. But we cannot ignore the fact that we are structure break, retest, and absorption south. A close below that should dump us. Right. So be careful on that stuff. Right. You're below the trend line. You're below the indicator or Lesma. Like, there's no chance I would take this, even if it does play out. I would love to see it play out. But if it does play out, I'd be shocked to hear on it. But then you can see we got the buy, we got this, plus we're news, right? News is always going to throw off indicators a little bit. I love to see when they play out, obviously, but you know, news is going to throw it off. So let me look at something. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, because again, right, structurally, this should reach to here. So, but we have this. I think that color got changed, huh? I think that's the 200, isn't it? Is it? No, it's the blue one. Oh, okay. But no, I don't have the show on there unless it's Lisbon's still gray. What's that blue one, Paul? I was just looking. I kind of went with that. It's the 200, but I don't see. I don't have the 200 on it. Did I? I must have turned that off. I did turn that off. Okay. Dang. I was wondering where my 200 was. Yesterday I didn't look at it, but make sure you guys have that on. I don't know if that was default like that. When you go, those that have the adaptive liquidity one, show 200 on there. I might have turned it off on accident when I turned off the legend. So now it makes more sense. This is why it's funny, man. Like I get into this discussion all the time on TikTok, right? Where, oh, you don't need indicators, you just need order flow and understand structure. And I'm like, I don't disagree. But if I don't have an indicator, I'm sitting here going, why the hell is this stopping here? Right? I mean, nothing logically on the other side makes sense as to why it's stopping there. Now I add the 200 and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Now I know why it's stopping there, right? And so just like I always say, you know, now this makes this more interesting too, right? Because now we have this pull with the buy. Even though we're structurally south, I could see it being a possibility to jump, right? I mean, if the news supports it. We just had news, so news is going to change it, right? But if we breach this, so remember, this is a breach wick, close below, it's pretty OA liquidity back to here. Let's line this up because I know, Ryan, you were looking for a trade. Granted, we're going to be getting close to the open, but this has got pretty OA to there, right, on the 15-second. This is OA on the 1 minute. And you go to the 5 minute, we have 0.95 is a gap fill. So, you know, we get a close below 23. That could be a pretty safe play. The trap indicator is identifying a block. Let's see what that block is. So 619, we're going to reference. It's a buy. 72, it's got a grade B, 9 touches. You know, lines with high time frame. Mind you, right? We want close above that to validate, close below it too deep. See, it's going to invalidate it on that. So a little sweep there. This is OA, guys. Like, there's no reason this thing should not come to 0.95. No reason. And so any kind of deep absorption here is going to just be nasty on the northern. So be just, you know, if you're in these or trailing these, right? I love the micro. You can see we came down, hit it. We're pulling, stayed below the 5 minute Lisma. We're below that trend line. We got some sells on the micro. Remember the buy, I told you I would worry about that, not only because of where it is between Lisma and the trend line, but because of how it is, right? We were pushed with deep absorption to the south. So, yeah, look at this. Just a pull to the 095.